Yes, they're kings and queens, and they gotta love themselves, and you gotta be proud to be who you are. Like, I'm very proud to be a black man. Like, I'm not shying away from that. I'm not trying to be anything other than that. You know what I'm saying? When I walk in the room, I'm a black man. At the same time, I'm not gonna be defined by that. In other words, like, I don't see a white guy and say, okay, well, there's an automatic separation, but I know who I am. You gotta know who you are. And you gotta know your identity, and you gotta be willing to, handle that straight up. So what I would say when I think about what's going on with the police and, well, the bad cops, you know what I'm saying? Not all of them, but the bad ones that are doing that, that's fear and hate. I support, being aware of your people, and I support that. But everything about me and what I represent, in the music I make, I am black. I don't have to go nowhere and say that. When I walk in a Hollywood party full of plastic people in shiny clothes, they know I'm black. All right, so everywhere I go, I represent the red, black, and green. There's no question about that. On a cultural level, on a racial level, it crosses all boundaries. It crosses the whole spectrum.
Does it really? I mean, how much?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The 55% of the records that are sold rap music is a white audience.
55?
Yeah.
And how about in your concerts?
The same cross-section. I'll do a concert in LA at the House of Blues. It'll be half and half. It's according to it's demographics. It's like selling anything else. Wherever you go where there's a high concentration of certain people, the majority of those people are going to be in certain places. Once you take an African American or a black man and you say, you know what, you've worked hard, here's your check. Now it's time to stop complaining and start doing. So you're right. You're right. When you give people an opportunity and they take advantage of it and they benefit from it, it makes the playing field a lot more fair. It makes things a lot more simple. I mean, I think the biggest thing that we have to get over in America, I think, is stereotypes, more so than the prejudice stuff. The prejudice stuff is a result of the stereotyping. Like if I want to go to a yacht club, let's say, the first question they'll ask is, oh, well, we know him, but is he going to bring any of his friends? Are they going to have wild parties here? What do you think it's going to be like?
But isn't it, but wait a minute.
That's crazy.
Now, wait a minute, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but wait a minute. Okay, but wait.
We hold a rich and bountiful legacy of struggles that have resulted in victory and growth that we should be proud to call our history. But it's not over yet. As we look back, let's go forward.
After the American Revolution, and Ohio was a free state. You know what that means? Your great-great-grandparents weren't slaves. They were free.
That's unbelievable. It kind of like explains my mindset to me a little bit, you know? Because I've never felt inferior or superior, for that matter, to anyone.
Sure.
That this controversy broke when he was here.
The day we cured racism?
Yeah. When you were writing it, did you think this is going to possibly upset some people?
Well, first let me say this. What we were talking about is love and not judging people by symbols or skin color or where they're from or their background, but actually just judging people based on who they are as individuals. It raises awareness about a subject that needs to be talked about.
Yo, pandemics come and go over the years. They had the Spanish flu in what, 1918? Pandemics have been coming and going throughout history, bro. Yo, the racism has been steady all along. Get rid of the racism. That's easy. Ain't even nothing to think about.
It was.
Because look, my thing is no racism, put the mask on, no racism. Okay, now let's deal, then we move from there. You know what I mean? Straight up.
For white corporate America, who right now is looking at the rapper on television or the guy with the baseball hat, the guy with the shiny gold watch who uses the slang on his records, you do not have to be afraid of me. I am merely trying to participate in capitalism and participate in this world.
Hip-hop trailblazer LL Cool J, no stranger to any of this. He recently delivered a powerful Black Lives Matter freestyle that spread online. That was just in the days following George Floyd's death.
You shouldn't be policing a community that makes you fearful, because that's not a healthy mindset to have when you're there to protect. Because the last time I checked, protecting people and being afraid doesn't seem like a good combination. I think being vigilant is one thing, but I think fear is a whole other thing. And I think that, I think that the world, we have a righteous and just cause. Enough is enough.
You know, let's stop splitting hairs and utilizing these double standards to hide racism, because that's all it is. You know, there's an old saying. You know, power takes as ingratitude the writhing of its victims. I said power takes as ingratitude the writhing of its victims. In other words, I put my foot on your throat or on your neck, and you disrespect me when you bleed on my shoe. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I think we've been dealing with a long time.